You're thinking about buying a home in Gainesville, Florida, but you're stuck with the big question. Is now the right time to buy, or should you wait? Listen, I get it. The market is doing jumping jacks. Prices are up, rates are weird, and Zillow might be gaslighting you. But in this video, I am going to break it all down for you. No fluff, no fancy talk. Just real answers on what is going on in the Gainesville housing market, what you need to know about buying in 2025, and making sure you are not making one of the biggest mistakes that buyers are making right now. Stay tuned until the end. There's a bonus tip. So let's get into it. All right, let's talk about what's really happening in the Gainesville market right now, because if you are relocating to Gainesville, Florida, you do not want any surprises. As of April 2025, the median home price in Gainesville is $317,000. That is up 3% from this time last year, telling us that the market is still growing. But thank goodness, not as fast and not as crazy as it did a few years ago. So let's talk about inventory. How many homes are for sale in Gainesville right now? Well, that is about 1,200 active listings right now. Now, that is a big increase. That's about 12% more than we had this same time last month. But don't be surprised, because it is spring and this is the time that we do see more homes come on the market. Now, this is a big deal for buyers because with more homes, you get more choices. And there's very little competition in the market right now, so there is room for negotiation. In fact, about 70% of the homes that sold last month sold underneath asking price. That is a huge shift from 2021 and 2022, when buyers were outbidding each other like it was a Black Friday sale. Today, sellers know that they have to price their home realistically, and many of them are open to offers slightly underneath the asking price, especially if their home has been sitting on the market for quite some time. Speaking of that, let's talk about days on market. So right now, the average days on market are around 54 days before a buyer will normally get an offer. Now that is up 43 days from just a few months ago. So buyers, you have a little bit more breathing room and you're not so pressured to have to make an offer right now. I see a lot of my buyers are choosing to wait. They know that if that house is going to go way too quickly, there's another one that's going to be coming on the market just a few days or a few weeks later, and that's okay with them. So what does all of this mean for you? It means that it is a more balanced market. It is not a full-blown buyer's market, but it's also not the wild, wild west that we had during the seller's market. A balanced market creates real opportunity, especially if you're relocating and you need to find something that fits your budget and your lifestyle. So we've seen home prices go up, houses are sitting on the market a little bit longer, and there's more listings. But why? What is actually going on behind the scenes in Gainesville that is shaping the housing market for 2025? Let me break that down for you. The University of Florida is not just Gainesville's claim to fame, it is the heartbeat of our city. With over 60,000 students and staff, it is constantly expanding. And when the school grows, housing demand goes, especially if you want to be close to the university. Add to that UF Health, one of the region's largest employers. You have a strong job market that brings residents in all year long. Translation: steady buyer demand. Builders are back in demand. After a brief slowdown in 2023 and 2024 due to rising material costs, several new neighborhoods are underway. If you are considering living in West Gainesville, then you're going to like Grand Oaks, Flint Rock, Oakmont, and Town of Tioga. This means more options for buyers who want newer homes with updated features, energy efficiency, and low maintenance. More and more buyers aren't just moving across town, they are moving across country. We are seeing a lot of buyers moving from New York, Texas, and California. I even have a buyer that's moving from Kansas City. Between lower cost of living, no state income tax, milder winters, and a slower pace of life, many of these buyers are working remotely, retiring, or just ready for a change of pace. And Gainesville checks all the boxes. Here's a pro tip for you. If you are relocating, work with an agent who understands the relocation process. Also, you want to make sure that this agent is good at doing virtual tours if you are not able to see the home in person, and that they can manage the deadlines that you're going to need to close remotely. If you don't already have somebody, I would be happy to help. You can find my information in the description below. Be aware that rental prices have climbed drastically. Many of my renter clients who plan to wait to buy for a year are realizing they can own a home for less than their monthly rent, especially if they qualify for a good interest rate or a first-time buyer program. With so many students, medical residents, and young professionals moving here, a rent versus buy conversation happens so many times a day. So let's tackle that big elephant in the room: mortgage interest rates. In 2025, we've seen them bounce around from 6.25 to 6.75%. Not as low as they were in the pandemic boom, but thank goodness not as high as your parents saw in the 80s. The good news, rates have stabilized a bit. Some experts say that they're going to hold or even slightly dip in the coming months. But here's the million-dollar question. Should you wait for the rates to go lower? I do not have a crystal ball. It is broken, but let me break down some math for you. Let's say you're buying a home in Gainesville for $400,000 with 10% down. At 6.5% rate, your mortgage is around $2,300 a month, and that is before taxes and insurance. If your rate drops to 5.5%, your payment could be closer to $2,050 a month. That is a difference of $250. Now that sounds great, right? But let me tell you what the flip side looks like. If you wait until the rate drops like everybody else, demand is going to spike, and so are the prices. That same home for $400,000 can easily jump to $420,000. You may be saving on the interest rate, but you may still be paying more overall or get outbid on a bidding war. Now here's a pro tip. Some lenders are offering rate buy downs or refinance later guarantees. This will allow you to lock in at today's home price, but allow you to refinance if the rate drops in the next 12 to 24 months. So what should you do? If you've got a stable income, a decent down payment, a plan to stay in the home for the next 3 to 5 years, then it may be a good time to buy, especially since sellers are willing to negotiate right now and inventory is healthy. But if you are stretched too thin, or you have job changes or life changes coming up, then waiting may be the best choice for you. Here are 5 signs that buying a home now in Gainesville might be right for you. First, you are planning to stay in Gainesville for at least 3 to 5 years. Buying a home is not a short-term move. If you are relocating for work, school, or retirement, and you know that you are going to be sticking around for a while, buying a home now lets you build equity and not throw your money away on rent. Gainesville's home prices have grown steadily in the last 10 years, especially in areas like Hale Plantation, Oakmont, Longleaf, and Mentone. Number 2, you are tired of your rent going up. Let's be honest, rent in Gainesville is not what it used to be. A 3-bedroom, 2-bath house right now can go easily for $2,200 to $2,600 a month. And that is all depending on your location, because the closer you are to the university or UF Health, the more expensive your rent is going to be. With the right mortgage program, you can own a home for the same amount that you would be paying in rent or even less. Here's a fun fact. I love working with first-time home buyers, and I love the shock that they have on their face when they find out that their mortgage payments are going to be less than what they are paying for rent. Number 3, you are financially ready, even if you're not paying cash. You don't need to be rich to buy a home. You just need to be prepared. If you have a steady job for the last 2 years, a credit score over 640, and saved enough money for the down payment and your closing costs, then you're already ahead of most people. Gainesville has some great local lender programs and Florida buyer incentives, especially for first-time home buyers, medical professionals, and relocating buyers. Number 4, you want more control over your space. With renting, it brings limitations, and with buying, it brings freedom. If you want stability, freedom, and privacy, buying a home will give you that. And here's a big bonus. You are not at the mercy of the landlord raising your rent, or you find out that they're selling the property and you're going to have to move again. And number 5, you have found the home that is perfect for you and your lifestyle. Sometimes it's not about timing the market, it's about timing your life. If you found a home that checks all the boxes, location, price, layout, commute, and vibe, all checks, then don't overthink it. The best home for you might not wait around until the price drops or the interest rate dips. If 3 or more of these sound like your situation, it might be worth having a conversation on what buying in Gainesville would look like for you. There's no pressure, just information and options on what's going to be in your best interest. Click on the link in the description below to book a call. Now, we need to flip the script for just a minute. As much as I love helping buyers buy a home in Gainesville, that doesn't mean that it's the right time for everyone. As much as I love helping buyers buy a home in Gainesville, the truth is it may not be the right time for everyone. And that's okay, because if any one of these situations I'm about to list sounds like you, it is time to hit the pause button. First, your job isn't stable. If your job is new, like less than 2 years, or you think that you're about to have a job change, then now is not the time for you to purchase. It is okay to wait and build your financial future and security. Buying a home comes with responsibilities like mortgage payments, insurance, and maintenance. And you want to feel confident that you are ready for that commitment. The second one is you're planning to move again. If your long-term plans are up in the air, or you're just testing Gainesville out to decide if it's going to be your forever home, then renting is going to give you all of that flexibility. Buying makes the most sense if you know that you're going to be there for at least 3, preferably 5 or more years. That's usually the sweet spot to build a little bit of equity, but mostly recoup your closing cost. Number 3, you are still working on your credit score and your savings. Buying a home does not mean that you need a perfect credit score or a pile of cash, but it does help to have a cushion. If your score needs some work or you're pulling together a little bit more cash, then waiting 6 to 12 months can allow you time to improve your credit, which could land you a better rate, better terms, and more buying power. Number 4, you are feeling overwhelmed or pressured. This one's emotional, but it's important. If the idea of buying a home is stressing you out, if you feel like you're racing against the market, or you're trying to satisfy your family's opinions or advice on TikTok, it's okay to take a pause and take in a deep breath. Buying a home is a big step, and it should be fun and exciting, not panic-inducing. Number 5, you're waiting for the perfect home. Well, here's a spoiler alert. There is no perfect home. But if you are not seeing anything that you want in your price range, waiting a little longer can have new inventory hit the market. It will also give you more time to look at what your must-haves are and your nice-to-haves. It's not just about timing the market, it's about knowing if it's the right time for you. And if you're not sure, that is exactly what I'm here to help you with. Sometimes a quick conversation can save you months of second guessing. Tap the link in the description below for a no pressure call. All right. Let's talk about something that can quietly cost you thousands or even land you in a home that you regret. Yes, we are talking about the buyer mistakes, the ones that specifically pop up way too often here in Gainesville. If you're relocating, keep your ears open. These tips can save you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. Number 1 is overlooking the flood zone. Gainesville is beautiful and green, and we get rain. And not all neighborhoods are created equal when it comes to flooding. If you do not take the time to check the flood status of a property, you could end up buying a home in a flood zone that's going to require mandatory flood insurance, and that is going to be costly. Make sure you ask your agent, and yes, I hope that's me, to check the FEMA flood maps to determine what the flood zone is for the house that you are looking to purchase. It's best to know this before you even schedule an appointment, because what is the point about getting excited about a house that the flood insurance is going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month? Number 2, not budgeting for home insurance. Florida's home insurance is not like the insurance of other states. We have hurricanes, we have sinkholes, we have rising costs, we have flood zones. Insurance premiums in Gainesville, easily $2,500 a year, and many are often so much more. I've seen many buyers fall in love with the home and then get sticker shock when they see what the insurance premium is going to be, if they can even get it. So always make sure that you put this into your budget up front. Number 3, assuming that every area is close to the University of Florida and within a 15 to 20 minute drive. If you are moving here for work and you're going to work at the University of Florida or the teaching hospital or the cancer center, then you are going to want to make sure that you check the traffic pattern and the commute times. What is normally only 15 minutes away on a regular day can often become 30 or 40 minutes during peak traffic hours. I always recommend using Google Maps to put in your travel times during peak travel hours coming and going, and make sure that you are realistic about how much time you're going to spend in the car. Number 4, skipping your inspections or going cheap. This is a big one. I have heard horror stories of buyers trying to save just a few bucks, either skipping the home inspection or not getting all of the inspections. And what do I mean by that? You don't want just a home inspection. There is also a wood destroying organism inspection. If you have a pool, you might need a leak detection. Some of these are not required for you to get a mortgage or to get insurance, but I will tell you, saving a few $100s can end up costing you thousands if you find out that there is a problem after closing. And number 5, making emotional decisions. I get it. You're coming to Florida, you've seen the pictures, you've got to get the house with the pool and the palm trees, and you are in love. But don't let those good vibes cloud your judgment. This is probably one of your biggest investments. Smart buyers, they take their time, they look at the comparable sales around them, and if something feels off, they just keep moving on. Emotions are going to help you choose the right home, but logic is going to make sure that you buy the right way. If you're relocating to Gainesville and you want to make sure you buy the right way and you don't make all of these mistakes, I would love to connect with you. You can either scan the QR code or you can click on the link in the description below. I'll walk with you every step of the way and make sure that you avoid the landmines. Now here's my bonus for you. Here are the top 3 neighborhoods that I love in Gainesville right now. So you're thinking of moving? You've got your budget and you're thinking, okay, well, where the heck do I even start? Where do I even want to move to? Don't worry, I've got you. Of my top 3, let's start with Grand Oaks first. If you're looking for new construction or newer homes, then Grand Oaks has got great schools and a wonderful vibe. This location is in Southwest Gainesville. The homes are newer and many of the homes are still being built. Home prices here range between $375,000 up to $450,000. And drive time to the University of Florida and the teaching hospital are about 15 to 20 minutes. My second favorite is Town of Tioga. If you want walkability with a touch of luxury, then Town of Tioga is going to be for you. This is a mixed-use community west of I-75, so just outside of Gainesville. It has tree-lined streets, parks, shops, a gym, so many restaurants. Prices in Town of Tioga start around $500,000 and they go well over $1 million. The drive time to the university is between 15 and 20 minutes. My third favorite is Ellis Park. Now this is tucked up in northwest Gainesville. Ellis Park has spacious homes, great curb appeal, and wonderfully sized lots. Homes here start around $450,000 and they go up into the 600s. Drive time to Shands Hospital or the University of Florida is between about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, if you want more options, there are dozens of communities in Gainesville. Each one, of course, has its own vibe and it has its own value. Let me know what's important to you and then I'll send you a list that matches your criteria. So now is it a good time to buy a house in Gainesville? If you're planning to stay for a while and you're financially ready and you found a home that fits your lifestyle and your budget, then yes, now is a good time for you to buy. But if you are still figuring things out, that is okay. The key is to have the right plan and the right information to make the best decision, not a rushed one. So whether you're months away or you may have already packed your boxes and you're already moving, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video.